Welcome to 5 Pints In, the show where we're literally 5 pints in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. All right, so let's kick it off. West Ham, we're sitting in Champions League spot. They're sitting in Europa League now. But clearly evidence that Moyes has deserved that contract that they're talking about, isn't it? Or he signed it, didn't he?
I don't know if he signed it yet, but he certainly got them in a position where he deserves one. No matter what. I know I've been... Look, you can't really be critical of 6 games unbeaten before the Liverpool game, but, you know, we have been talking about performance-wise, and the Palace game especially was much more like it for me, you know. I mean, it was more clear-cut than the scoreline suggests. But they actually played a bit of football as well, and you know, Tuchel banging in 2 more goals, which, you know, is what he does, isn't it? He's fairly invisible for a lot of the game, and then pops up with a goal. So
yeah,
you know, mud in my eye, to be fair. Again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's good, you know, it's on record now. You're not just talking shit at a pub about a player. You know, it's obviously Sucha.
I still don't change my mind.
Yeah.
I still don't change. Look, watch the Liverpool game and you'll see if he doesn't score a goal, he doesn't touch the ball, really.
Yeah.
So that's the point I'm making. I'd like to see him involved. Look, the Doncaster game in the Cup, he was looking for the ball, he was passing it about, and that's what I'd like to see in the Premier League. I just don't see it. You know, West Ham fans will jump all over me for any criticism, but you know, I've got to say what I see. And 7 goals in 20 games, 21 games, whatever, 20 games is phenomenal from midfield. You can't knock it.
Yeah.
You know, well, it happened to me once, I think. 7 goals in a season. So, you know, I wasn't that type of player, but to see him now, you know, he's banging in the goals and he's getting the wins that have got them up there looking at Champions League, which is really surprising, you know. I just think now, if they let him, you know, they've solidified their position right now. If they can kick on from here, because I think some of the games, you know, there was the odd 1-0s here and there where maybe they shouldn't have won, but you know, it's been a funny season for them, hasn't it? The first 6 games they did great, and we thought, how have they got through them games? And then, you know, the next lot we thought, oh, they're the type that they throw away, and they haven't. But for me, I was a little bit disappointed after seeing them sort of, you know, dominate Palace, really, away from home. Then the best chance you'll ever have of beating a depleted Liverpool team, they go and sit back. And I just get the feeling that he looked at it and looked at the league table and thought, if we just consolidate and don't lose, they're not far away from us still. We're still there or thereabouts, and I think they went out with, I don't know if he changed the tactics from the Palace game or whether he thought it's Liverpool. And I know he was saying stuff, Moyes, beforehand, you know, oh, it is Liverpool, you know, we're not going to finish this close. I don't think that's the right thing and the right way to go about it, the right things to say before you go out and play somebody. And look at them, they ended up with a young lad and Jordan Henderson at centre-back, and that would have been the time to put 2 up front maybe and go and pound them. Yeah. And they didn't create nothing, which is where they seriously lacking creativity for me right now.
Yeah.
And that's the disappointing thing, because right now they've got a base to work on. They're sitting there and they have the freedom now of not worrying about a relegation fight, of kicking on. And can you be serious about qualifying for the Europa League? Yeah. I think I've said it every season and been wrong, because I've said they have a squad to be competing with the likes of Wolves and Everton and them teams around there.
Yeah.
And they're up there now. And I think if they can solidify it till the end of the season and then allow Moyes to go and spend and add to what he has, you know, I can't even say now who they should get rid of.
Yeah.
You know, I think now it's just a building process, and I think they need a playmaker and another centre forward.
Yeah, I mean, they got rid of Haller, didn't they? And I mean, the transfer window is literally just closing as we're recording this.
It's been garbage, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been boring.
They bull up the January window every year, and nothing really
And
happens.
I remember feeling like this each year. We'll get more to the transfers. Just to stick with West Ham in the Liverpool game too. Well, actually, I've got two things here, and I just want to spit them both out at once. First of all, I think Souček makes it hard for Moyes to make substitutions because you never know if you're going to get a goal from him, but he's also not doing the job that he's in there for. Second of all, on the substitution front, West Ham 2-0 down, they took off Jared Bowen for Ryan Fredericks, and they took off Mikel Antonio for Mark Noble, which is... 2-0 down is a really defensive substitution, you know. So it's
Yeah, but like I said, I think that was his attitude before the game.
Yeah.
Let's not lose by too many. You know, instead of saying, look at this Liverpool side, look what they've been through. I know they got a great result with Tottenham, but they were still there to be got at for me.
Yeah.
And it would have made... look, the difference it makes confidence-wise in that dressing room to say, okay, here's Liverpool, who cares? Because right now, there's still that fallacy of the big six, where there is no big six anymore.
Yeah.
It could be anybody. Who is the big six? Is it Leicester now? Is it Southampton or Villa or whoever's going to creep into there? Who's the big six? Because Chelsea aren't. Tottenham aren't. Man United still aren't, even though they're sitting second.
Arsenal.
And Arsenal aren't, are they?
No.
Nobody fears them no more. To the extent of nobody really fears Man City. Mm-hmm. And they are the best team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way Sheffield United played, you know?
Yeah.
But I just think, I
don't agree with that.
You don't? No. You don't think they fit? Well, if bottom of the table Sheffield United aren't are actually giving City problems.
No, I think that those teams like that, the Brighton, Sheffield United, the ones that are hitting this little form right now, they're like just going with it, like full force.
I mean, Sheffield United
is working. Sheffield United looked. I thought they looked
a United
good.
win, weren't they?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, they won at Man United. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then they lost 1-0 to Hughes. Yeah, and I thought they looked decent enough at.
I said a little while back, what price would they be to stay up?
I wouldn't take that bet though. I just think
I would if they continue to play like this the rest of the season.
Well, that was before the first win against Newcastle.
Also, you don't think
they're on 8 points, and Brighton, who are 17th, are on 21.
Okay,
but you get better odds.
You don't. That's true. Yeah.
You won't win, but you get better odds.
It's tight though. Yeah, it's
but
a tough one.
The West Ham Liverpool game.
Tight, sorry, it's the opposite of tight.
The West Ham Liverpool game, 10th place Arsenal has a better goal difference than West Ham right now. So you don't think he really was just thinking...
Sorry, say that again?
Well, I'll guarantee you at this point of the season, West Ham have never been in the plus figures for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what are they, +4 now? It was +6 before the Liverpool game.
+4, and then the Tottenham are 13, Chelsea are 12, and then there's Villa that's 13.
Oh, you're saying they're the lowest of the... What? Sorry, you just
said... They're the lowest in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the beauty is they've got more points than other teams who've got a better goal difference below them.
Yeah.
So, I know, but
that just confirms, the 1-0 wins Moyes has pulled out for them. Which
also, there's going to be so many times where it could just happen where you can't play like 2 or 3 games. So you have like 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
And then it alters how you were looking at the season.
Right.
Completely.
Which, it's kind of that's a weird one, isn't it?
That's why people can use it strategically and be like, oh, we have...
You know what I think it's actually showing you, though? It's just showing you the 5 at the back Moyes played for, the first... I don't know.
I thought 10, they looked better with the
12 games.
With the 3 centre-backs. I always thought they looked a better team with 3 centre-backs. But it's been working the other way.
Yeah. I'm glad he's changed that up, though, because the 3 centre-backs are fine as long as you inject some creativity in the middle.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is such an unpopular opinion because it was working, and it's hard to say, you've got to change it or you've got to do this when it is working,
Well, you have to pick your fights, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, to go... I've seen them the last 2 years go to Anfield and take it to Liverpool.
Yeah.
At Anfield with the crowds there and could have won both games.
In a worse position in the league as well.
Yeah, in a worse, Well, maybe that's the secret then.
Yeah.
Maybe when they're down there, they will go out
and
go all out and go out and go for it. And then now, I can imagine they've looked at the table and blinked a couple of times and thought, fuck, is that really us,
Yeah, steady.
Yeah, is that really us? How do we do that? Let's just not lose. Let's not lose by a load of goals then if the goal difference isn't that great. Yeah. Maybe that's what he's thinking about. Do you remember last season we talked about when he went to the Etihad and played exactly not to concede more than a couple of goals, and it was the worst display I've seen. And then I think the very next game was Anfield, and they went and changed. We said he's got to do something about it, and he did.
I think they went 1-0 up, didn't they? That game?
And they led.
Should have went 2-1.
They led.
Yeah.
At Anfield again, yeah. I think it was the year before.
No, it was 2-1. And
2 years
4-1,
consecutive.
3-2, yeah.
I think one was 3-2 and one was 2-1. The last twice they've been there. But look, I mean, when you look at Salah's both finishes, I'll be honest with you, the first one, for me, Creswell, it's Mo Salah. He's got a left foot and nothing else.
I know, yeah.
But why are you letting him inside, for one, or you're getting told by the next defender that is coming across and blocking the shot with you?
Yeah.
You know, it was just it wasn't good defending.
To give Salah credit though, it was tight though. He was in there tight, wasn't he? There was a lot of players around him, and
yeah, but mate, look, he's wanting to lean to his right and get it on his left side. You just step to your right, let him go the other way, and get a shot from a worse angle with his worst foot.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree. I do also think there's not many players in the Premier League that could have finished that like him in that tight angle with the composure and stuff. I mean, I know he's been shown onto his favoured left, but I mean, it's really, you know, him and Mahrez would finish that. I think it was still a decent finish.
Of course it was, mate. But his second goal was fantastic.
It was identical to the goal.
His second goal, yeah.
His second, yeah. It was identical to the goal he scored. Was it in the Cup against Man United? He scored like a very similar goal, dink with his right foot over the keeper.
Yeah. No, it was with his right foot, that one, on Man United.
I thought they were both right.
Yeah, it was with his right foot, no.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Because that's why it was so...
That's what you just said, yeah. He scored
they were both with his right.
No, he scored this with his left. He controlled it with his right and it's in with the outside of his left.
Did he?
At West Ham, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm never wrong, man.
Well, apparently, because I mean, talking about you never being wrong, I think the predictor you had.
Right again.
That's why I keep pushing it off, you know. But yeah,
I didn't notice your shirt.
Yeah, well,
people pushing it off.
People just think
I'm a wardrobe full of them.
People just think I'm a Chelsea fan now. Yeah.
And you buy the new kit because it looks nice.
Well, you were losing until you had 1-0 Brighton against Tottenham.
Genius result, yeah.
I had 2-1 Brighton.
Yeah. But
so we knew Brighton were going to beat Tottenham. But why didn't you?
Going into the game, I don't have this inside information that apparently you two have. Going into the game though, you said and I've got Brighton to win, laughing, as if it's not going to happen.
No, I mean,
no, he was laughing because he knew it would happen.
Yeah,
he was laughing at you.
It was like a little bit of both. It was kind of and you had a Newcastle result. Newcastle beating Arsenal.
The last game last week.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I hope nobody's putting money on them, though. To be honest with you,
no. Unless you're just picking the ones that were winning, you know.
You know, I did the predictor on the app. I got no points. How'd you get no points?
How are you beating us? Are you doing different results?
Yeah, I'm covering all my bases.
Yeah,
and I've got the other the charity one that I do. Because sometimes I go, oh, I've got it on a predictor, and then I look at the other one with us, and I go, oh no, I didn't get on that one.
Yeah,
and then I look at the third one, and I go, I didn't even get on that one. And there's 3 different results.
See, that's why I would just go all the same, because imagine if you got it right against us. If you got 5 right against us, the NBC predictor app you're talking about, which is only available in the US, but you would have won 50 grand.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just talking to the people at home, you know, because obviously, I mean, I don't know, I don't think they've got anything like that in England where there's just an app where it's just for free. You pick 5 scores, and if you win, you get 50 grand, and one person wins a season or something.
Yeah.
They're just basically collecting your data and paying one person 50 grand.
Yeah, but that is, you have to do that a couple of days before. But my other one, that I do with all the ex-pros, I do it 5-6 weeks in advance. So whatever's happening, I do it then, so I don't forget. I don't forget to do it.
Yeah, but then what if something drastically changes, poor form?
I don't change it, because then I look at it and I go, oh, if I change it, it's going to end up being that result.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it.
So Connor, why this last one?
You don't say it's terrible when I keep winning this one.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible strategy. If teams
it just shows Sheffield you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just kind of close my eyes.
Yeah. Connor, you said you went risky the last one. What was the?
We picked him out in his underpants.
Yeah.
What was the thing? What?
I mean, let me look at them.
Not the last one, but the one we just finished. We had one come out today for tomorrow's games.
Yeah, okay. I had Brighton beating Tottenham.
Well, I remember that.
Yeah, I felt confident about that. I actually had West Ham beating Liverpool 1-0.
So did I. Yeah.
You did? Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
I actually did 3-1 Liverpool, and I don't know how I got the result, to be fair. It didn't look like a 3-1 game.
Well, what did you mean, actually? You texted us saying you're going to get a perfect score, though.
Yeah, and
you were nowhere close to a perfect score.
When?
You texted us yesterday saying, I'm going to get a perfect score, and you got...
For the West Ham game?
I don't know what you meant. I thought you meant all
No, for the West Ham game.
The West Ham game was already over, though, when you texted us.
No, well, then I might have said I've got a perfect score.
But you didn't.
I did, 3-1.
No, you had...
I had West Ham, Liverpool to win 3-1.
No, I don't think you did.
Well, I guarantee you I did. Go and find out how wrong you were.
Oh, you did.
Oh, sorry.
Why did I thought you had 2 now.
Why do you have no confidence in me?
I don't know.
Why would I do West Ham to lose if I really didn't believe that it was going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, so just to, we've got the ones out for the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games in. You can go see those for free at patreon.com/5pints in. We've got all of our predictions there. We all agree Sheffield United beating West Brom 1-0. We've all got that the same, but it's mixed results when it comes to what was the one we were mixed on? Oh, City, we've got 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. West Ham, I've got a draw. Connor's got a win.
But they're easy ones, the City ones at home, aren't they? Because you'd always do that.
City away.
Away at Burnley. This coming one.
Yeah, Burnley, it's away at Burnley.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Burnley's one of my teams that 1 goal or no goals.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find... So probably the most controversial... Connor, you've gone risky again. You've got Wolves beating Arsenal 2-0 and you got Southampton beating United 2-0.
And by the way, Chris Wood...
I don't think that's risky.
I think that's risky.
Ashley Barnes is out and Chris Wood has got injured in the last game and got taken off.
Yeah.
I think they've only got Jay Rodriguez as a front man.
The way Wolves played against Chelsea, if they play like that, then they're not...
Oh, little Tommy Tuchel got his first win, eh?
Tommy Tuchel, yeah.
Tiny
Tommy 2 goals.
Yeah. He's playing. He said 2 things after the game, didn't he? He's playing Callum Hudson-Odoi at right wing back more so.
It's kind of ridiculous.
This.
He just got man of the match. Yeah.
And he said
it's the perfect position for Reece James, but
yeah,
like literally the perfect position.
Yeah,
and he could be the best on the planet at that position.
Reece James, yeah.
Yeah, he puts a better ball in than Hudson-Odoi. Like what does Hudson-Odoi and he's great at defending.
He'll figure it out in the end, mate.
I saw Reece James.
Also, he came on.
Reece James was getting some stick for something today,
that's the thing. Hudson-Odoi...
It was racist stuff on social media again, mate.
Oh, yeah. Abramovich came out, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just, sick, isn't it?
But they look different when Pulisic came on, mate. I'll tell you.
He is...
I don't think Tammy Abraham's going to get a sniff now. I think that was his half.
Well, that's good.
Hopefully.
That was his half, and then...
Hopefully.
Do you think...
I've got a feeling he's just going to be shoved to the back of the cupboard.
Do you think Giroud said he was leaving if he didn't get game time? He said he was leaving in this window, and he didn't leave, obviously. Do you think he's seen hope, maybe, with a new manager coming in?
He started him in the first game, mate, and they didn't really do nothing. So I think he took him off.
I mean,
again.
you play fullbacks, you're going to expect crosses on you.
You
pretty
would
much just had a statement like, "This is a formation working."
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed West Ham didn't go and get him. I'll be honest. I know we talked about it a lot.
I think it's disappointing they didn't go get anybody, though. I mean, to let Hallow go, I know he wasn't doing much, but now I saw someone on Twitter actually said. Mikel Antonio's like 1 stride from pulling his hamstring. Like he's there. Yeah. I mean, Ben Rama looks good, but
it's like back in our day, we were always 1 pint from getting arrested.
Yeah, but you always had a backup. West Ham don't have a backup now. Like there's no one.
That's the thing. You can't keep. I think what he now sees is Yarmolenko as his backup. Because he puts him up top now when he takes Antonio out.
Yeah, but he's an inverted winger, Yarmolenko. I think that's where he plays best.
I don't see him as a wide man, no. Although that's all he's ever played, I think, especially for West Ham. I see him as a front man. I think you could use him as a front man and use Antonio
He's
wider.
Who is it? He's Ukrainian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played us a while back, and he destroyed. What he did was he played up top
in
with,
the Euros in we were in Virginia. I remember watching.
was it
this.
the Euros?
Yeah.
The Euros in Virginia?
No. We were. I think when you lived in Virginia, I came up to see both of you when you're in Virginia, and the Euros were on, and I remember Yarmolenko shined. Wait, it might have been the 20.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
40.
I remember because that was when Ronaldo was crying in the final, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
But that's probably what you're talking about.
Yeah, he destroyed him.
Oh, is he Ukraine?
And he played like the right. There was two up top, and he played the right up top, and then he like kind of drifted out wide. But he was a little bit faster back then.
I remember because my Twitter blew up because I was having a pop at Ronaldo, and everybody came back at me, and I was arguing left, right, and centre on my Twitter with everybody.
Yeah, but I just think I think it's strange. I mean, if Moyes is looking at him as a striker, then I mean,
I'm not saying he's looking at him as a number one striker, but
right.
I think he sees him as a not a. I don't know, a stopgap.
Yeah.
And I think he could play there, I really do, as a stopgap. I mean, for the rest of the season, with him not buying anybody, I think he could use him there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What about City's...
Or give Pep a ring and find out how you do that false nine thing.
Yeah. Yeah. City's last time they didn't win was against Slavin's West Brom, the 1-1 after he was sacked, and then they've just gone and beat them 5-0 away.
Yeah, somebody said to me the other day about, City's terrible start to the season. I'm thinking, I remember them losing at home to Leicester, and then the 1-1 with West Brom. Apart from that, I can't think of anything being bad, apart from they were always 2 games behind everybody.
Yeah, because they didn't play the first game of the season, neither did United because of the Champions League.
Yeah.
You know?
And they won't be bothered anymore about that, will they?
No. I mean, we're clear. It was, a good result. What was it? United-Arsenal. I mean, I would have preferred Arsenal to win, obviously.
Well, I know for a fact we did say earlier on the earlier podcast that City will hit the stride and they'll be non-stop and they'll go on a tear.
Yeah, which they are, but it was also like people, like, it was the games in hand as well. It was like people forgetting that was the case. I mean, look, Liverpool are still, to me, Liverpool is still the biggest threat. There was a time where we thought Leicester was I think Leicester have fallen off it. But what
hit and miss, aren't they, Leicester?
They can come back.
Yeah, and to me as well, I think the past year, which actually I think this is just as a side note, I think this is a year of podcasting we've done now. I'll have to check the date of the first episode. I know it was February of last year.
We were drunker in the we were so much drunker in the beginning.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
No, yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't even here yet.
Yeah, because we did it in your apartment.
Yeah, I wasn't here yet a year ago today.
Oh, okay. So then it's like next week then, I think. Anyway, I forgot. That just hit me. But Gundogan, I've always sort of like talked down Gundogan, and this season he's just been scoring. He got 2 in that West Brom game. He's just been...
He's being allowed to go. I think when he went with the 2 holding, he sort of got Rodri to keep hold of his braces, and don't let him go too far, because the uncertainty was the back line.
Yeah.
And now that's picked up, it's gone back to leave the 1 holding.
Yeah.
And let Gundogan sort of maybe start around there and get himself forward. I'm excited for Foden, mate. I think he's, in a short space of time, jumped from the boy to the man.
Yeah.
I think I watch him now. You can't get him muscled off a ball or anything.
Yeah.
He's still the same frame, but he's got this attitude about him now that it looks like he wants to run the show. And I see a bit of David Silva in him at times as well. I mean, not the similarities with the strength and that, but he's picking little passes out that only I felt David Silva would see. Well, De Bruyne, but I mean, the big thing for us and the scary thing for everybody else is we're without De Bruyne, still doing it. We've been without Aguero and still doing it, And he didn't go and buy another centre forward.
And Jesus isn't starting every game, so it's not like relying on. There's still talk about. I mean, you're adamant or not adamant, but I guess wishful thinking is that Haaland goes to Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not.
I think what you've got to look at is he's going to have the choice of everybody, and Chelsea's not where he's going to choose, is it?
Oh no, I completely.
It's like saying Arsenal might get him.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
No, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that
What
bad.
a chance of getting Diego Costa back.
If I had to pick between Chelsea and Arsenal, now it's him.
I'm not saying.
I'm
just saying that I keep hearing it. And who's this? Like, why not? You know.
But is it because are you following certain Chelsea things? Because I'm not hearing Chelsea at all.
No, it's Sky Sports.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, who wouldn't want him? So everyone could say, yeah, we'd love him.
Well, that's the thing. He benefits every single team on this planet.
Yeah, he does right now.
Yeah. You did have a valid point about the players Chelsea have that he's played.
Oh yeah,
either alongside or in the same league as.
He's played with. He's played against or with Havertz. Werner,
Pulisic.
Yeah, Pulisic. Like,
well, didn't he play for Tiny Tommy Tuchel? He did. I think he played for Tuchel. I think.
No, where was Haaland before? No, Tuchel was already.
He was Leipzig, wasn't he?
Leipzig, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. Did he play with Werner at Leipzig though?
Maybe.
I think he might.
But that's the thing, like, especially with this.
It sounds like the right time period. He might have played.
Was
with
he
both
Leipzig? Was he Salzburg Red Bull or was he Leipzig Red Bull? I said Leipzig. I thought it was Leipzig.
He was Leipzig because he was in Germany. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't in Austria, was he? Which is Salzburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I know with the clubs being linked, maybe he started there and went to there. Maybe he started at Salzburg, went to Leipzig, and then.
I don't think so, but
yeah,
he's I don't know. I just don't see Chelsea. But I mean, you've got a bit of a point. You know, he's born in Leeds, grew up a City fan. So
did he grow up a City fan?
Yeah, his dad was playing there. I was playing alongside his dad, wasn't I?
I mean, if you
I know, but I said the same argument.
I'm just saying
I'm not a City fan.
Yeah, but there's plenty.
I'm a Chelsea fan, and
yeah, but there's plenty of pictures of him in a City shirt. Like he's
It's been said he's a City fan. Yeah,
it has been said. Older than not just a little kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing said.
Well, I would go if I had to train. I used to have more, and I think I actually still do have more City and West Ham stuff than I do Chelsea. So if I was going to like just something to sweat in, I would wear a City shirt. You know, I don't mind wearing City.
I don't think he's just sweating around. Do you? Is that just something sweating?
Where are these pictures from?
You know what? I won't shower today. I'm just going to sweat in this. Where's my City shirt?
Yeah, I'm just saying there's links, you know? I mean, we can all be hopeful. At the end of the day, he also talks about how Cristiano Ronaldo is his idol and, like, he had pictures of him on his wall, didn't he? Or no, I'm thinking of Mbappe. He likes Real Madrid, Haaland, though. I mean, who wouldn't speak about Real Madrid if your name was
there's one thing
saying
he's not signing for Man United.
There was talk about it.
Yeah, that was them talking, no.
Yeah.
Just to get themselves noticed.
Yeah, I'm not like entirely sold on this, but if it happens, you know, I'm just gonna sit there laughing. So.
Yeah, no, it's not the most unlikely out of the top.
I don't think we don't deserve it.
No, I'm not saying it's.
You know?
I'm not saying it's deserve. I'm not saying it's deserving or not. I'm not even. I'm just saying there's a lot linking him with other teams, a lot stronger ties. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got a weird feeling about Jesse Lingard coming to West Ham with the Man United thing. You know, it's just,
and the fact that he's shit.
He better do a lot to make me like him.
Jesse Lingard's a bad player.
You don't become bad overnight, mate. He's been out of favour, and things happen to you. You know, it's.
No,
I'm not saying.
When was he ever good though?
He was never good.
Well, he's got capped by England.
So did I.
Did you?
Well, I could have been.
Nah, well, look, it's a strange one for me. Somebody doesn't play for that long, and then you take him on loan. You know, he's obviously not. He's not going to be sharp. He's not.
I'm going to go out there and say,
how long is it going to take? How long is it going to take for him to get into some sort of match condition?
Worst transfer deal, I think, West Ham have taken on.
It's only a loan deal, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying he's paying his wages or however what percentage of his wages.
I'll make a bet with you that he scores 4 goals
What,
by the end of the season.
By the end of the season?
Yeah.
All right, what's your bet? You got to lay the odds and
On it, yeah, but does it matter how much he plays? He's so bad.
It would for me, yeah.
Jesse Lingard's so bad. Where does he play? What does he play instead of Bowen? Does he play instead of Ben Rama?
He
Does
floats.
he play instead of Antonio?
He floats.
Who does he play instead of?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's a strange one for me. Whether he's just getting numbers so he can rest people, you know. You use him as a... Well, look at Gareth Bale. He come and everyone thought, well, he's going to be playing. He's going to get himself back noticed again. And Jose doesn't need him.
Yeah.
He does.
It might just be for numbers.
He does need him. He came on the other day.
But he hasn't shown it.
I don't think Gareth
know,
Bale.
yeah,
I don't
but-
think Gareth Bale likes football. I think I will stand by that. I just don't think he'll.
I don't
play.
know about that. Who did he come on against the other day?
Well, he started the other day against Liverpool, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Harry Kane was missing.
Hurricane's injured.
Yeah. Harry Kane's done both ankles. I think he did it trying to back into someone. Stood on his own feet.
Yeah, that's fucked up what he does. He did it to Cresswell, didn't he? He did it against Everton. I just think, Jesse. I don't know. I like to go online and gauge how the fans feel about certain signings and certain things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about West Ham fans and Jesse Lingard.
Well, at least let them see him. Give him a chance.
I mean,
let them see him.
What has he ever done? I mean, I get it. It's a loan deal, which is if you're going to
He
take
did,
him,
he
you
did
take
have one
him.
good season at Man United. He did have one good season.
6 years ago.
And then the one after, he sort of only got a couple of goals and was supposed to be an England international and didn't do it and got cast aside and he's been there ever since.
Wasn't there was
Gonna have to blow the cobwebs off him.
There was a ridiculous stat about him that I'll pull it up after I try to attempt to remember it. That he was like the most played player or had the most minutes as a player that in like an attacking position that didn't contribute to a goal for like
Right.
X amount
feel
of
like
time.
I think, something like that. I did something like
I
that.
butchered that, but
Do you think that's a David Moyes? Do you think David Moyes has his hand in that signing?
I
He
would
was at-
imagine
he was
so,
at
yeah.
United.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
his time at
right,
United,
yeah.
yeah. You know, but if you're getting somebody on the cheap, it's not costing you anything, and you can take a little gamble or a little chance with it, then I don't really blame them. You know, if he's wanting to fill the squad with, you know, so-called known players, then that's fine also. If he can get them into good shape
I just think.
soon enough.
Yeah.
I don't know about the 4 goals before the end of the season, Con. I think that's not going to happen.
I'd be surprised if he plays 4 games before the end of the season.
He might use him as a sub for the rest of the season. It might just be that he comes on for 20 minutes here and there, you know?
Yeah, I just
how old is he?
He's not that old, is he? I think he's
Late
what, 20,
20s.
yeah, 27 maybe.
did you see?
Don't get me wrong, I don't follow Man United players, to be honest.
Bournemouth
He's a West Ham
re-signed
player.
Jack Wilshere, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm happy. They're chucking it away a little bit, mate. I think they're just clinging on to the last position in the playoffs. But, you know, I tell you what, mate, Carlisle, second in the league, 3 points behind with 4 games in hand.
Yeah,
4 games in hand. They could run away with it.
yeah.
Be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bournemouth is sort of kicking themselves, you know.
yeah.
I think they lost to Reading. Reading, was it 3-1?
I think
other day.
so. They knocked Crawley out, didn't they? Of the last cup game, the FA Cup recently, the other day. Just 2-1 though. But
It'd be nice seeing a Carlisle Bournemouth game, wouldn't it?
Only if Carlisle got consecutive promotions
Yeah.
to the Premier League.
yeah, I think. Oh, Jack Wilshere scored in that Crawley game actually. So did Josh King. Wilshere said, someone asked Wilshere how was it playing against Barcelona for Arsenal in what was it, 2012? And they said what was the best, who was the best midfielder on the pitch out of Xavi and what would have been Xavi Alonso?
Xavi Alonso.
No.
Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets.
Yeah.
And
he said, I don't
when
know,
she played-
they were in my pocket all night. Like, he just got interviewed recently.
I think he got man of the match as well. That
Yeah.
Not many people can say
You're
that.
not Xavi Alonso. That was-
10 points in.
yeah.
Oh, Alonso's goal. Did you see that? Marcus Alonso?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good finish, mate.
Yeah.
I had 1-0. So it killed me.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about João Cancelo's goal, right? With the offside play to the whistle thing, right?
Right, yeah.
So, like, the flag's gone up. The ball's been played to Bernardo. Great finish by Cancelo, by the way, which I said this to Connor the other day. It's like when the whistle blows and the players know there's no pressure. They got this. I don't know.
Isn't that the show in extras?
Yeah.
What?
Ricky Gervais. That's one of his... That's the... when he does extras,
Yeah.
that's the sitcom
Sorry.
that he does within the show itself when the whistle blows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sorry.
And Stephen Merchant keeps getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Didn't know that, but
Watch it.
he. I think when the whistle blows, the players like they've got like all
they
this
relax,
composure
yeah.
in the
They
world, and
relax,
they
yeah.
like it's
It always
João
happens.
Cancelo's left foot, like decent finish.
Always happens.
But they kept saying the West Brom players stopped playing. I don't think they did. They still looked like they were playing to me. But at the
see
same
what-
time,
A couple stopped.
yeah,
You know, I think that's what it
You
was.
see
a couple
what
stopped, but you
Allardyce-
shouldn't stop. That's
Right.
the thing. So
Allardyce after the game was saying, I don't care about all that. I know you taught it as a kid, but you should, like, we weren't playing to the whistle, and that's not, pretty much saying that doesn't apply here, when it's, like, directly what it is the only
That's
time
the-
that
yeah.
it applies. Play
Just
to the
like
whistle, yeah.
the one example a season, you know, or whatever.
You're,
what
like,
you played to-
contradicting himself, like,
it's not like that goal would have made a difference to the score or to the game. Or City were brilliant that day.
Yeah, I mean it's different that that City went on to score more, but if it was just it's like the Villa game. It's like the controversy with the offside with Rodri and all that.
Yeah.
It's like because there was another goal, it didn't matter. I mean, I know this was the second goal, but it's a lesson, you know, and it's also where VAR actually helped because the VAR was right with the offside when everyone thought it was off. Do you think that that's a case for? First of all, the linesmen, lines people are told not to not to raise their flag unless they're completely. But to be honest, when I saw it, I thought it was offside as well. So I mean, I don't blame her for raising the flag, but should she have kept her flag down and just let VAR deal with it? Because if he would have scored, VAR would have easily obviously checked it.
I heard every word you said then, and I'm still confused. To be honest with you, they're just making a mockery of the whole thing with all the shit that goes on, mate. And I'm tired of it.
But now we're getting into the intricacies where it's like VAR's here, so the other rules around it are gonna have to be like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, do you want the linesman or do you not? You know,
People.
Well, this is what I think it was Tottenham. Salah scored a goal. It was a great goal, and Firmino at the halfway line, like handballed it or something like that. And then Salah had an interview after the game, and he's like, "Yeah, I hate. I don't want to get like fined for saying this, but I hate VAR. In my opinion, it ruins the love for the sport. I'm losing the love for the sport. It just ruins it." And I don't get his point because like Firmino handballed it.
right?
And
He's
it's
also contributing to ruining the sport.
well,
as
that's my other point.
With his falling down,
He's-
his diving, and
Yeah, how can you? I don't know. How can you say that when you're the one directly harming the game by cheating and?
Yeah,
it's because they don't see themselves doing it or harming the game. I think it's all part of the game now, and you get away with it. You get away with it.
I don't understand. Like even watching highlights or anything, though, do you not go?
They obviously don't. They see it with different glasses on, mate. They think it's part of it. That's what I'm saying. They think by gaining free kicks, gaining penalties is part of
they
the
see
game.
like they see it as like a technical foul, don't they? It's more
Like a loophole.
yeah, it's it's not even a loophole. I don't think they're looking at it like that. They're looking at it like this is what I'm supposed to do, and if I didn't take that opportunity to go down, then I'm not gonna get my penalty or whatever. You know, that's what I think they see it as. You know,
Isn't that what you unclog the toilet with? A loophole.
And this shit joke was brought to you by Manscaped. What about Everton, though? I mean, doing decent in the beginning of the season. I mean, they're sitting in 8th right now, which obviously is all right.
Same as Leicester, hit and miss.
Yeah, they actually drew with Leicester, didn't they? 1-1, which was a decent result.
When you think they're gonna get beat, they'll pop up with a 1-0 win or something.
Yeah.
And then vice versa, you know. When you think, oh, they're at home, they'll go and do it, they lose to Newcastle.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Taking a 1-1 draw against Leicester and then losing 2-0 to Newcastle.
Coupon busters, aren't they?
Yeah.
All the time. Similar with Leicester losing at home to Leeds.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm not going to lie, James Rodriguez looks comfortable.
Yeah, but I was talking to an Everton fan the other day, and I'm saying, well, he burst onto the scene as a centre forward, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he burst on the scene in the World Cup by being leading goal scorer,
being
a number 9?
He was leading by himself.
Joint with Muller, I'm pretty sure that.
No.
5. I think he had 5 goals. Muller had 5.
But okay,
Nah.
I think I'd put my
either
money
way,
on that.
he was leading scorer, whether he was joint or not.
Yeah.
But he was leading scorer, and then he gets his big money moves, and now, I mean, look, he's got technical ability, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It seems strange he's playing out on the right side, and he looks decent.
Yeah.
To me,
and
I never liked him.
Yeah.
I always felt it was a strange one, and that he'd got his big move because of what he did in the World Cup. Never played
Muller had 5.
too many games, did he? And then gets another move.
The weird thing
to
was,
Bayern Munich.
he bounced around Madrid and Bayern Munich a couple times, loan moves and whatever.
He looks good in video clips.
But he's been looking good for Everton recently.
He's done great for Everton.
Yeah.
Consider him. I mean, look, do you see him as a sort of wide midfield player?
Also, the thing is, you'd look at him and think could never hang in the Premier League with the physicality, if that's even still a thing,
It's
or if
not
that's
a
just
thing anymore, is it?
Line.
The biggest thing physically in the Premier League is standing on people's feet.
Yeah.
You know, that's the majority of the injuries and the squeals that you get now is when somebody's just a little bit late for a tackle and because they can't tackle properly anymore and they stand on people's feet.
See, what you're taught when you're a kid, if you go into a tackle and you go into it like 50%,
don't pull out, don't go half-hearted because you'll get hurt. Yeah,
exactly, you'll get hurt more. So when these referees who you think that was like implemented in them when they were younger, that they would think, oh, these, like, if we actually, like, because they know that people dive. And they must know now they have the equipment to go and look at, like, I mean, they're human beings. They know how someone falls over, you know? So are they not, like, I don't know, like, can they not, like, just... no, like... do you know what I mean? Like,
look, if you're listening to the podcast, there was nothing you missed visually. We also have no idea what's going on.
I was moving my mouth there. I must have done it well.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
I was moving my mouth to think you was waiting for me to say something. So you started thinking of a comeback before you'd even finish what you're saying.
No.
That was honestly. I was just doing this.
I know, yeah. I know, and I was waiting for you to talk. I lost my train of thought, so I started speaking more about what I meant to say. Sorry, what I was actually going to say was, did they not think, like, seeing these people dive, because people are all getting injured actually diving?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, because you've seen it, haven't you? Like, people go out and they'll land on their elbow or something. They could actually prevent those stupid injuries that are happening now from people trying to cheat and people trying to dive.
Wait,
Was what I was trying to get to.
who could prevent the referees?
Yeah, with VAR.
Oh, yeah.
By saying, no, you dove there. And if you do it enough, then they go, okay, here's the standard of how much we can actually dive, and only the best of the best will get away with it. And then eventually, it's like we have the formula to weed out diving right now, and no one's looking at it.
Well, they have the tools, you know.
The tools, yeah,
The
exactly.
formula,
Yeah.
that's what he meant, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean,
I
yeah.
eventually got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to save me. I was just like, I couldn't think of any more words. I was like, where the fuck am I going with this?
He pulled into a cul-de-sac. He didn't know where to go.
You know what does my head in?
I think a
when you
referee
see
would
somebody
see
get
red.
hurt and they get hurt off the field, and then they crawl on or they get up to get onto the field to fall down again. to get treated.
I think we spoke about this at the beginning of last season. When they roll back on, like they get fouled off and roll back on.
I was just watching. Do you remember Chelsea against Swansea
with the ball boy and Hazard? Yeah,
that's been on a few times recently, I think.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, it's been on a lot of the YouTube ones when it says, if the cameras weren't there, we wouldn't see the game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've said this before. I'm more of a fan of VAR than I think. I think me and everyone else has flipped. At the beginning, I hated it, and everyone was like, "Yeah, VAR is doing the job because it benefited the Tottenhams and shit like that in Liverpool." And then now everyone hates it, and I'm actually for it.
Well, they've made a few decent decisions. And not to just bring this back to City, but at least in City's last games, from what I've seen, they've made a few decent decisions, haven't they? We talked the offside thing with Rodri to death last episode, but VAR caught that in the right way. The handball wasn't a handball. The offside for Bernardo Silva in the West Brom game, I whether I've just not been watching or I've never seen them get it right.
I've never. There's only been. I know I was laughing at that earlier.
What the fuck's that?
Do you not remember Prison Mike from The Office?
Prison Mike.
It's Michael Scott.
Oh, is it?
Prison Mike.
Yeah. Is it? The American Office, yeah.
Yeah. The pint glass has Prison Mike.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll kill a train of thought.
What I was going to say was, actually, I remember, there isn't really any refs out there that you see and you go, oh, he's an intelligent ref. He there's so much fucking pressure on me right now. No, but there is players that will outsmart the ref. There's not players that will outsmart VAR, and that's why I'm for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're complaining about. I don't know what this whole thing is, it's literally just proving the ref's wrong. Why are you so against it? He handballed it. You were I guess some rules are weird. Like I was saying, you can block a shot. I forgot who it was. Someone was I think it was it was Son actually against Liverpool. It was the first goal. Son scored and it was ruled offside because they measured his arm. Mm-hmm. No, they didn't measure the defender's rest of his arm. They only measured his shoulder because you couldn't. It wasn't something you can what do they consider it? Striker? Yeah, you can score with, but you can block a goal with it. And cause a penalty that was blatantly going in, like Suarez did against.
Or if it's accidental, it
Ghana,
wouldn't even be a foul at all.
Yeah, exactly. So why didn't they consider the arm? Which would have kept Son onside. That's a good point,
actually. Why aren't defenders' arms considered a part of their body? Because they can use those.
And then Tottenham go 1-0 up against.
Yeah.
And it was a great goal as well. That's where VAR is wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the rules, though. That's not even VAR, is it? That's the thing with
the rules.
VAR is actually cut and dry. It's the rules that they implement.
A bunch of these rules came with VAR because they were like,
well, they had to
how do we handle this?
Yeah. But so hopefully, and this is very, very hopeful, they're fixing them case by case. But
that's what I think they're doing.
I hope so.
And that's why I'm for VAR.
But at the same time, you can't tweak it mid-season. I think they should be taking notes throughout the season, and then at the end of the season, it should be okay. These are the changes we're going to make.
I disagree.
But
because at the end of the season, you may not agree on what they've decided as the big points. If you change it throughout the...
But you're tarnishing the game by game. So say these people who don't have the games in hand, now they're not affected by the bad rules. Okay. They're only on the right side of the good rules.
Okay,
the rule changes.
But
it's like VAR is only used in the cup games. If the stadium can facilitate it, they can use VAR. But the ones that can't, they don't use VAR. So those rules are different. That's a different game.
But wouldn't you want VAR progression as the game that this craziness happened in this match, like the City thing? Let's fix that now to our best of our possibility, instead of saying let's wait 6 months where it could happen 2 more times.
No, I'd like them to build a case and then use that. Like this happened six times in the season.
It's kind of everything's kind of logic, You can say
but it's not with VAR.
I mean, it is. It's like saying how rules. They like what?
No, it's fact.
In the early 90s, you could still pass back to the keeper, right? And you could catch it or pick it up.
But they didn't change that mid-season. And that's not really going to affect a
Yeah,
season.
but also with all these hundreds and thousands of cameras that are on the pitch, there's going to be a lot more change with a lot more technology. But they blatantly knew, passing back to the keeper, it should we should abandon this because it's affecting the game that much. You know,
it's a weird one to go back to, though.
Well, it's just imagine if Mourinho could do that.
Yeah,
if you could pass back to the keeper and
you could pick it up.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
I mean, it works in Edison's favor that he doesn't, you know. But
that's been a progressive thing since that happened.
But it doesn't.
Keepers have been.
But if you look back, it's connected. Yeah, if you look back, it is connected.
But now it's like every game, not literally every game, but it's like every game there's a new rule being implemented. Like next game there's going to be, you know.
Yeah, but also because the game isn't perfect. It never has been.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's why in the 70s through the early 90s, it was literally like you could go to Old Trafford and actually go 2-footed at someone's knee and not even get a card. But then at another stadium, you go and play in the Bernabeu and you get like a 3-match Champions League ban for it, you know?
You're talking across Europe, though?
Well, yeah, but I mean, maybe it wasn't that drastic, but it was kind of like, because there was so many, because it was so domestic back then, because there was only like Irish, Welsh, Scottish, and English players in the Premier League. It was kind of like what we say goes right now.
Yeah,
so
to me but that makes more sense. Like I'm okay with that. Like it's a different tournament, different rules, right? To me, it's like right now, it's like I get it. It's not ideal, but I think they should collect all the mistakes. Which actually, to preface this, they should have met. I know they met before the season started.
Preface, is that a word?
Yeah, I think we've actually had this one before.
But like the people that abuse the rules and like try to see loopholes in it by cheating this way and that way, they'll do the same thing throughout the rest of the season.
That's a problem too. But to me, I've got this thing where it's unfair now that the first 3 games were played under the wrong rule. What are you laughing?
I'm just laughing at him. He's just like looking back about this the last 5 minutes.
I'm very interested in what you two have to say.
No, we're going to turn it on you in a second because I want to know. You
chime in with an opinion.
You better be taking fucking notes or something because you need an opinion on this. It's unfair to me if the first 3 games are played with these rules and the next 3 games are played with those rules and it's drastically affected any points.
The last 100 years have been.
I'm talking same.
Rules.
No, but I'm talking same competition. Like this game could be
so
one
you're saying,
rule. The
so
next
you're
game,
saying
the rules are different.
VAR gets. All right. So what happened with goal line technology? Goal line technology. So you agree with this, and you agree with the whole German thing. With
Lampard's goal?
with not that German thing. But
I was going to say,
if we go back in history, you agree with the German
goal line technology. We had it in the Premier League before.
I don't agree with any German things.
The World Cup, we had it in the Premier League before the World Cup. We had it in the Champions League.
Right.
And then in the World Cup, they were persistent on using those people with the sticks, the fifth officials, I think they called them, on the goal line. And Lampard scored a goal. It was a yard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they said they didn't want to use it because it was new technology. And that's pretty much what you're saying.
No, it's not at all because they basically said the competition.
Not that we would have won that game anyway. But.
No, but like I'm saying, if the next game they would have put goal line technology in,
it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Oh no, you know what?
Is what I'm saying.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm 90% sure goal line technology came to the Premier League halfway through the season. Halfway, I think it was like February to the end of the season, and then that was right before the World Cup, and the World Cup said no. We have
halfway through is a little different. Like if they take if they take account halfway through and say this, to me it's just like it seems like they changed the handball rule earlier this season, and they don't even really announce it. It's just something happens. They're like,
you didn't read the user agreement.
Yeah, exactly. That changed last game. Like the refs, honestly, I never feel bad for the refs, but the amount of rule changes that they have to study now.
Yeah, they can't possibly watch the games and see their mistakes.
And like, imagine if you're a ref and you're in a small stadium that doesn't have VAR and something happens and you're like, I don't know, let's go to VAR and it's not there.
I think they kind of like.
No, I know.
Are like, oh, this is a lot easier.
You run over to the touchline and realize what I'm a run over for.
It's just Tom and someone's phone.
It's just Tom and Jerry. It's just Tom and Jerry on the TV instead of the VAR.
I would just keep going and go to the toilet.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like if it's one competition, to me, if the competition includes stadiums that can't facilitate VAR VAR shouldn't be approved in any of the games
I
across
disagree.
In the competition.
Completely disagree.
In that competition.
Yeah, in that competition.
Completely disagree. Look at the last couple of FA Cups where it's just
why
completely
is it
been
just-
dominated by Premier League teams to where it's only been us.
It could go either way, though. It could be like, it could be that, like, I don't know, like, I don't know a team that doesn't have VAR
I
the
think
same.
if your stadium,
Say
if your stadium can facilitate
Cheltenham.
VAR,
Say if Cheltenham, look at Cheltenham, but
City just went there.
I'm
didn't
saying the other way. Like, say if like Cheltenham came to the Etihad and Cheltenham had a goal ruled offside because of a VAR controversy and they got knocked out because of that, it would be like, well, they wouldn't have had it at their stadium.
yeah.
So it's different. Like, there's
Well,
a
no,
variable.
because football's still fresh enough to where it's like you don't have it at your stadium because your team hasn't progressed as much as
I
ours.
don't. Yeah, but
And that's what this cup is for. This cup is for the little teams to show themselves against the big teams.
I just don't.
That's why the big teams get to come in.
To
like,
me, it shouldn't. Yeah, but it shouldn't be used
and
in that
but
tournament.
Man City was down there like they were at one point. A lot of the clubs that are in the Premier League right
Yeah, but
now were down there
it's
at
not.
one point.
It's not like
and they
hey.
came,
It's not like hey. You'll get there, kid. It's like.
well, no,
You're
it's
fucking
not. It's like
small, and you may never get there. Like,
well, I mean, look at Bournemouth. They came into the Premier League, and I think they could only hold 5,000 people in their stadium.
Yeah,
No, 15.
Was it 15?
Yeah. Around about 15. It was 12 or something
I
when I
remember
was
that.
there.
I remember. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, but getting
yeah.
VAR isn't like a thing, a badge that your club gets for being good. It's affecting the tournament date on a round by round basis. It's not like we got here, we get VAR.
It is, but it's also who you draw.
I'm just saying the fairness.
The look of the draw.
But it shouldn't be that way. The fairness of it, the rules should be the same in every single game of that tournament. Every single game of that
So
tournament.
what you're saying is either have no VAR in any of the stadiums for that tournament, or can you put all the cameras into the smaller stadiums just for the sake of that tournament,
Okay,
which
okay.
they're not going to do.
Consistency.
All right, what about this? All right, here you go. Something precious to you. You play a small team, let's say Chorley. You don't have all the cameras in the stadium. You don't have VAR. There's one guy going around absolutely chopping people in half, right?
Yeah.
And the ref sees it as a good tackle. And it's blatantly obvious to the people at home that get to see all the replays. It's not. He's hurting people. And then he goes and snaps De Bruyne in half.
No, this
breaks
isn't, no.
all the bones
It
in
doesn't
his
matter.
leg.
This is. I'm talking objectively.
Would you not want?
I'm sure
would you not
he's
want
more
that then?
hopeful of something like that. That's why he said De Bruyne.
Yeah.
No, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not hopeful. I'm just saying what's most precious to him
It
right
shouldn't
now.
matter to me as a fan of one team. It should matter to the integrity of the tournament that every game is the exact same, right? Like same rules, because VAR means different rules.
Well,
can you agree VAR means different rules?
Yeah, but
So
VAR is supposed to be the best rules.
it's supposed to be, right?
So you come to us, you're gonna have the
But it could-
finest judgment
it
on
does-
this game possible. That's
yeah,
what
but we
it,
know
that's what
we know that's not the case.
it's been the case with handballs and,
It would be
stuff
more
like that.
It would be more consistent with what the tournament, especially the FA Cup, what the tournament used to be, and then just have no VAR anywhere. For me,
Do you get what I'm saying though?
because if you can't have it at
yeah,
the smaller
I get what you're
stadiums, then
saying.
don't have it at the bigger stadiums just for that tournament.
Okay, what about goal line technology?
Yeah.
If they,
Well, that's-
I think the rules should be consistent. I think if a small team from the 7th tier
Okay, what
comes
about
comes to the Etihad, or
okay? What about the benefit of your fans? You know, you have a lot. Man City have 100 times the amount of fans as a lower league team.
yeah, what does
That's
that
a
have to do
huge
with it?
benefit and that's because they've built the club.
That's different though. That's benefit. Like that's different. They've got there. That's now you're talking. We've pulled.
Oh, what's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
They've got there. So
That's not
they're
a
the-
rule, but that's not a rule. That's not like I'm talking. The rules are changed when VAR is in play. Not the fans are different. Like yeah, it's a disadvantage if you go to anyone else's away ground. It's a disadvantage to Man City to go play at Cheltenham because the pitch is fucking shit. Like it's.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the rules are the rules should be the same though. The rules, right? Like if the now you're saying if there's a handball. Like you could take say City play at Cheltenham. Let's say if that game was mirrored the exact same at the Etihad with VAR, would it have been a different outcome? I don't know if it would or it wouldn't. I'm not
Probably.
alluding to any specific scenario.
Probably because the refs make mistakes.
Well, I'm just saying, but I'm just saying it doesn't. To me. I would just if you can't afford to put it in all stadiums, I get that. That's fine. or if the technology's not there to be remote and you can take it to these smaller stadiums. Because to be fair, like it doesn't happen that often, but can the FA really not facilitate throwing VAR in Cheltenham Stadium? Like, have they really thought about it? Like, with no fans there, it wouldn't be that complicated.
All right, what about instead of someone getting injured, what about if it's blatantly getting called offside and there's no going to VAR and we can see at home that they're onside and it's like 3 goals and you end up getting knocked out?
I don't care what the scenario is. It needs to be the same if it's at the Etihad, Cheltenham come to the Etihad, or if City go to Cheltenham. It needs to be the same. I don't care what the
whether
scenario
it's VAR
is.
or no VAR.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Not VAR
Why?
at one and no VAR at the other.
Because honestly, that's like benefiting, or who even knows who it's benefiting? Because
VAR is supposed to be. It's literally supposed to be the Iron Sky. They're supposed to see everything, so that it's supposed to be calling the most even match.
So if
to the
that's
smallest
the case,
degree.
If that's the case, why don't they play all the games at the bigger stadiums?
Because you know your own pitch. You know how you're not going to a different pitch.
That's certainly a different
10
game.
yards.
If you move the Cheltenham game to the Etihad, it's certainly not 1-0 down with 15 minutes left.
No,
it's 5, 6, 7, 8,
exactly.
8-0. So
you play on your own. You play on your home pitch more than any other pitch that season by a large margin, and like the little pockets of space. You know where where it's a little tougher than other places.
I feel like we're not having the same conversation here. I'm just saying across the board, the rules need to be the same. Like, what if like handballs were on in one game and handballs were off in the other game?
It's not that drastic.
It is. It could be
one team holds their standard.
I don't think you're going to find an answer anyway.
And the other team holds theirs.
Okay, look at the Man United game against
the other team.
The Man United game against Sheffield United. Apparently, the FA admitted they were wrong, and United's goal. I can't remember the exact scenario, but United's goal should have counted, and one of Sheffield United's goals shouldn't have, or something like that.
Right.
So the score should have been flipped.
I agree with the other one. No,
I read it briefly. Yeah, the one that favors Sheffield United. But that's what VAR. That's the difference VAR makes. It could be a goal here and a goal less there. It just bothers me that
if it's right, then it's right.
Yeah, but to me it just
it's their sole purpose is to be right.
Yeah.
If they can do their job, then yes, do it as much as possible.
You're not contradicting or going against what he's saying, really, because VAR is right. But
I'm saying if they do their job, they fuck up. But
nobody's saying
refs fuck up more.
That's not what he's saying. No, he's saying for a certain tournament, you either have it everywhere or you don't have it anywhere. In that tournament, you can't say you're the big clubs will have it at your stadium. You're a small club. You can't afford it.
It's actually quite elitist to say like
no.
The big clubs.
How about this? The refs that ref the game at the lower league clubs are the refs that ref that league.
No.
Why not?
Now you're making it's just.
Why not?
To me, is it not just the easiest thing to do to just? I don't know. We could argue this. Forever.
Anyway, just talking about the FA Cup, West Ham will go to Old Trafford and win.
Yeah,
I agree.
And finish on that note?
Yeah, I think so.
I was talking to a friend of mine, Joe Hurley in New York. I was talking to him today, and we were doing a bit. We do a bit in the paper, the Irish paper, every year. And he was talking, and he was reminding me that his question was, does Moyes go blood and guts for both, for trying to qualify for Europe and go for the FA Cup at the same time? And he went back to the time in 91 when we got to the semi-finals and got promotion the same season. And we had a really good chat today for quite a bit. And I know he listens. Good lad, Joe is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great question, isn't it? And I think it's a good problem for Moyes to have.
I think right now, as it stands, I mean, I know, we're not blessed with tons of backup really right now, or of tons of quality backup as far as squad wise. But the FA Cup, but just going to win some silverware for me.
Yeah.
The reality is okay, getting into Europe in the Europa League would be brilliant, but the reality is I would now look at it and say, let's go and put the strongest side out at Old Trafford and let's go and try and win a cup,
Well, let's end the episode on this note actually, and we'll put a poll on Twitter.
Oh, I was disappointed, by the way. We asked last week people write questions in. and whatever they want to ask me. And I answered the question last week, so it must have been the shittest answer ever because nobody wrote in and asked the question this week.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to know what I think.
Well, I think you speak your mind. I think you get it all out there in the episode anyway. But if anyone has any questions, like you can comment or reply to a post.
Please ask a question. Make an old man happy.
Yeah, it stops me and Connor arguing for the last 15 minutes of every episode. But
That's happened for the last 4 weeks, that.
Yeah. Well, we are just...
I hope your editing's good.
We are just doing what we would usually do if we were at the pub anyway.
Exactly,
and this is how it usually ends. So
I know.
I will say though, let's put out a Connor. And we'll sort this out on Instagram too, and maybe Facebook if that's something you can do. Let's put out a poll. Actually, would West Ham fans prefer to go all in on the FA Cup if it means sacrificing a European spot, or sacrificing the FA Cup run for?
Don't forget, you win the FA Cup, you get into Europe.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, well, now you're changing the rules again, and we're going back to... No, but yeah, you know what I mean?
No, the rules are the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly,
I know.
yeah.
It was a joke.
Across the board.
But I'm just saying, what should Moyes focus on? The FA Cup or the European spot? That'll be the poll we put out, and we'll...
I mean, getting to the final...
Well, I wasn't asking you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. All right, but even still, getting to the final of the FA Cup is still huge.
Yeah. No, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I agree. But we'll put that poll out, and even if you don't see the poll and you just think, and if you got any questions for Ian, comment on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. And you can also, join the mailing list at 5pintsin.com. Go on there and sign up. We send out the emails for all the alerts and stuff like that. And you can reply to those emails with whatever you want, and we'll make them answer. So,
all right, chaps.
I think that's everything now.
All
right, guys. Well, it's been a great episode. Thank you so much for listening, guys.
Did you just fart then?
No? Did it sound like it?
Yeah, it's something, yeah.
I definitely didn't, but...
All right.
You'll know, yeah.
All right, we're also going to put a poll. Did you hear me fart?
All right, chaps.
All right, guys.
Cheers.
Catch you next time.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.